Karen Grassle. You won't believe what happened next. The warm, wise mother who held a frontier family together on TV was carrying a secret that weighed more than any bonnet or apron ever could. We all knew her as Karen Grassle, the gentle heart of a show millions loved. But off-camera, her life looked nothing like the calm, steady world she created for us each week. Back in the fall of 1974, September 11th, to be exact, a new series, based on Laura Ingalls, Wilder's books premiered and quietly became a cultural ritual. Families gathered, dinner dishes still clinking in the sink, to watch the Ingalls face hardship with hope. At the center stood Karen Grassle, a classically trained actor who'd honed Shakespeare before stepping into the role of Caroline Ingalls. She made kindness look effortless. She made strength look soft. She made millions of kids think, "That's the mom I wish I had." But here's the twist. While the world fell in love with Ma, Karen Grassle was fighting a very different battle. Her co-star, Michael Landon, wasn't just the leading man. He was the engine creator, writer, executive producer, frequent director. He shaped stories, cast actors, called the shots. And as his power grew, Karen Grassle noticed something that didn't square with the adoration pouring in from viewers. The love her character inspired didn't show up on her paycheck. For a while, she kept her head down, grateful to be part of something special. Ratings climbed, the show found its groove, and week after week, Karen Grassle delivered the moral core that made the tears come and the lessons stick. But recognition? Fair pay? Those didn't arrive with the Nielsen numbers. Finally, around the late 70 seconds, she did the brave, simple thing. She asked for a raise. No drama, no ultimatum, just a measured professional request. Now, this is where it stings. According to Karen Grassle, Michael Landon's response wasn't supportive. After that, she began seeing changes in the scripts. Fewer lines, shorter speeches. Scenes that once gave Caroline Ingalls her quiet authority trimmed back. It wasn't loud enough for the public to notice, but it was sharp enough for her to feel. Pay wasn't the only lever of power, screen time was too. And it didn't stop there. The humor that once felt breezy on set turned cutting, even crude. During intimate scenes, Michael Landon would make remarks in front of the crew that made Karen Grassle feel small, not amused. Imagine trying to play tenderness while swallowing humiliation in front of dozens of people. In that era, speaking up could get a woman labeled difficult, and that label could end a career. So she did what so many professionals, especially women, had to do. She stayed composed. She did the work. She protected her future by guarding her silence. But silence is heavy. It settles on your shoulders and turns every day into a negotiation with yourself. The more she endured, the heavier it got. Then came another blow. Whispers turned to obvious reality. Michael Landon, married at the time, was openly involved with Cindy Clerico, a much younger stand-in and makeup artist. The way Karen Grassle later described it, the boundary crossing didn't happen in the shadows, it played out, where everyone could see, a kind of performance of power. No one stepped in. No one told the boss to knock it off. That, too, deepened her isolation. She had to keep acting tenderly with a co-star who controlled the scripts and, by extension, her space to exist on that set. So, she kept her dignity, showed up on time, and carried the show's emotional ballast without letting the public see the cost. Years passed. The series ended. The cast moved on. But pain doesn't punch out at wrap time. It lingers. Then, in 1991, word spread that Michael Landon had pancreatic cancer. You might think vindication would follow some sense of cosmic balance after all she'd gone through. But when Karen Grassle heard, she felt something else. Sadness. Whatever had happened between them, they had built something together that mattered to people. She sat down at her kitchen table, and she wrote a letter. Not a takedown, not a tally of wounds. A letter of forgiveness. She thanked him for giving her the role that touched so many lives. She acknowledged the hurt without lighting it on fire. And later, she heard he read that letter and wept. That didn't erase the past. It didn't fix the imbalance. But it gave her a kind of peace, a closing of a door without slamming it. Decades rolled by. Then, in 2021, Karen Grassle finally told her story in a memoir with a title that says a lot about the life she lived. Bright Lights, Prairie Dust. It wasn't a scream into the void. It was clear, reflective, and deeply human. She wrote about the pay gap. She wrote about the retaliation she believed followed her ask. She wrote about the crude jokes, the affair played out in plain sight, and the lonely cost of staying quiet to survive. The reaction was instant and complex. Fans who grew up loving Michael Landon felt heartbreak. Others said the honesty made them appreciate the show even more, because now they understood the real stakes behind that on-screen warmth. Some cast and crew echoed parts of her account, and Karen Grassle didn't paint Michael Landon as a cartoon villain. She drew a fuller portrait, brilliant and generous, but also moody, controlling, sometimes cruel. That nuance made her story land. She wasn't erasing his legacy. She was adding truth to it. Truth about what it cost her to carry the heart of that family for the audience. Now, here's why this matters today. We like our heroes uncomplicated and our memories tidy. But real life is messier, and courage doesn't always look like a courtroom speech. Sometimes, it looks like a woman in her 80s opening a box she sealed decades ago and saying, "This happened. It hurt. And I'm still here." Karen Grassle showed that you can tell the truth without bitterness, that forgiveness and accountability can sit in the same room, and that the work you do with grace can live on even when the process that made it was anything but graceful. So let me ask you, which part of Karen Grassle's journey hit you hardest, the years she carried humiliation in silence, or the letter that chose mercy when she could have chosen anger? Because both moments took a kind of strength most of us only talk about. One kept her career alive, the other set her spirit free. If this story moved you, stick around. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was your childhood view of that show changed, or did it deepen your respect for the people who made it? And if you want more untold human side of Hollywood stories like this, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Your support helps surface the voices that deserve to be heard, especially the ones that waited a lifetime to speak.